gender tag. This is gonna be kind of fun. I'm also a little bit like nervous, excited, because there's some stuff covered in this tag that I haven't really talked openly about yet with anybody. So this is kind of a big deal. I'm a little nervous, but I'm also like, yes, let's do this thing. You know? Anyway, I'm going to try and get this done before my parents get home. On to the first question.
1. How do you self-identify your gender, and what does that definition mean to you?
It took me about a year to figure this out, but for me, if I want to put a name on my gender, that name would be demigirl. And for me, that means that I feel partially like a girl and partially like a nothing when it comes to gender. So I kind of fluctuate between girl and agender, I guess, if I was going to pick one. So sometimes I don't really feel like I am anything. I never ever feel like a boy, but I do not always feel like a girl.
2. What pronouns honor you?
As far as pronouns go, I am really kind of ambivalent on the subject, except for he and his pronouns do not apply to me. I do not like the idea of people referring to me by those pronouns. I do not ever refer to myself in any sort of circumstance with those pronouns. I have grown up with she and her pronouns, so those are like the primary ones. I do not feel like those dishonor me. I actually really like that terminology, that honor. And it kind of goes back to my religious background, because there's a verse in the Bible that talks about honoring your parents. And it's honoring in, like, respecting. Like, when you honor them, you're respecting them and their authority. And when people use the pronouns that make you comfortable, it's like they're honoring you, they're respecting your gender. So that's I like that personally. But yeah. So she and her primarily, just because that's what everybody uses, because I predominantly present as feminine. Because how do you present as nothing? I mean, if I could just disappear and be invisible, I'd do it, but I can't. So I don't have a problem with people using they for me. Do not have a problem with that at all. Basically, whatever, just don't call me a boy.
3. Describe the style of clothing that you most often wear.
If you were to reach into my closet, you would get literally anything from a beat-up t-shirt and jeans that I wear for, like, yard work and painting and dyeing my hair, to, like, literally a strapless ball gown. Yeah, my clothing choices are pretty varied. If I'm not going out of my house, it's a t-shirt and pajama bottoms or sweatpants. I don't know that I actually have any actual sweatpants, though. Yeah, if I'm going out, I'll wear jeans, or if it's hot, I'll wear shorts. I do wear dresses and skirts a lot, actually, for religious services and things like that. I like to dress up for that. So I have a lot of skirts, I have a lot of dresses, and that pretty much covers what I have in my wardrobe.
4. Talk about your choices with body hair. How do you style your hair? Do you have facial hair? What do you choose to shave or choose not to shave?
This one's kind of exciting. I've been looking forward to this one. As for the hair on my head, I don't really do much for styling it, but I do have kind of like a unique hair care routine. I shampoo my hair once a week, and in between every other day or so, I condition it with lemon juice mixed into the conditioner. I have really cheap Suave conditioner. Hang on. This is the shampoo and conditioner that I use. It smells so good. I got the conditioner on a whim when I needed more, and then I had to switch over to the shampoo as well because they smell so good. So yeah, these are what I use, except I put them in little bottles like this. I really don't need to put the shampoo in a smaller bottle. I just like it to look matchy-matchy in my shower. And then this is where I doctor up my conditioner. I put the conditioner with like that much lemon juice in the bottle, and then I shake it up and I put that in my hair and let it sit for like 5 minutes in the shower before I rinse it out. I do that every couple of days, and it's improved my hair ridiculously, which is why I can afford to only wash it once a week. Sometimes I push it longer than a week, but yeah. I don't really do much with the styling of my hair. Once I get out of the shower, I basically just comb it into this sort of style and then let it dry. My hair has basically gone feral. I haven't done anything super fancy with it in quite some time. I used to do fancy stuff with it, even when it was short, but then I got too lazy to do that, so now it just kind of does what it's gonna do. I actually need a haircut right now. I'm looking forward to that. And once I get it cut, I'm gonna color it again. And hopefully the color will show up a little bit better this time. I do not like having body hair on myself. I am totally fine with whatever anybody else wants to do, but for me, I basically shave everything. I shave under my arms, I shave my legs, I shave basically everything that starts to grow in when you hit puberty, because I like to have smooth skin, and I think it's easier to keep clean, and for at least under my arms, I feel like it's easier to keep myself smelling good if there's no hair there. And yeah, I mostly just like the smooth feeling of the skin that has had the hair removed. So sometimes I will have moments where I'm like, I need to shave my legs right now so that I can have the legs of a goddess, and then I would be happy. So I even shave my legs in the wintertime, which I know sounds ridiculous, but I just like having soft, smooth legs. Like when I go to bed, I like to be able to rub my legs together and have them be soft and smooth. So yeah.
5. Talk about cosmetics. Do you choose to wear makeup? Do you paint your nails? What types of soaps and perfumes do you use, if any?
I personally love makeup. I love makeup. In a very artistic sort of way, not in a, oh, I need makeup or I'm horribly ugly kind of way, because I don't think that. I think I have a beautiful face. And I regularly go out of the house without a spot of makeup on my face. But I like it in the sense of I can make my face look like whatever I want. I can adjust how people perceive the shape of my eyes. I can change what people think the shape of my mouth is. I can just basically do whatever I want. Contouring is an amazing thing that I have not learned how to do properly yet, but anyway. Yeah, I'm actually wearing a little bit of makeup right now, mostly because I had some big, like, red spots that I kind of didn't want to be flaunting on camera. I like to look nice for the videos most of the time. But there are videos on the channel where I don't have any makeup on. There are videos where I have full makeup on, so, you know, I kind of vary depending on the day. I also love nail polish. I have a huge collection of nail polish. I don't have any on my fingernails right now, but I do have some green nail polish on my toes from like a month ago that is chipping off and needs to be removed, but I'm lazy, so it just kind of sticks around forever. As far as like soaps and perfumes go, I usually don't wear perfume. I have a couple of perfumes that I can't remember the name of that live in my medicine cabinet, and sometimes if I'm going to like a fancy thing, I'll put it on. Most of the time, any kind of like fragrances come from like my shampoo because that smells really good, or my body lotion because I am a die-hard lover of Bath & Body Works. I have so many things from them. Mostly lotion. I love lotion. I like being soft and smooth. I like feeling like I have the skin of a goddess. We've covered that. Anyway, yeah. For soap, I use generally like handmade bar soap. There's a place in my town where you can get handmade soap, and so sometimes I will go in there and check that out, and then when I need soap, I will buy it there.
6. Have you experienced being misgendered? If so, how often?
Yes and no. Like, I've had kids or the occasional adult think that I'm a boy from behind if I'm like on the floor stocking shelves and they see my short hair and they just like glance at me and they'll say like, sir. I had a little kid call me a boy once, but like, even though they were like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like offend you by calling you a boy or whatever, I don't really feel offense about that. I don't really care. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a boy, but whatever. I'm not, like, jumping to offense because you called me that. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't super care that much, so technically yes, I suppose, but I hesitate to call it that because I don't care too much about it. I don't know. Is that weird? Probably weird.
7. Do you experience dysphoria? How does that affect you?
If you'd asked me this question like 6 months ago before I started watching gender tag videos, I would have automatically said no because I didn't think that was a thing that applied to me at all. And now, I guess, sort of, sometimes, a little bit. I mean, I don't know if you can tell in this video, but right now I am actually wearing a chest binder. because that's the only thing I really ever feel any kind of dysphoria about. I sometimes just, on my really not feeling feminine kind of days, just want them to go away.
8. Talk about children. Are you interested in having children? Would you want to carry a child if that were an option for you? Do you want to be the primary caretaker for any children you may have?
Super easy, because the answer to all of those questions is no, because I have no interest in being a parent at all. Being pregnant sounds like a nightmare, and just in general, I don't want to do anything like that. I don't dislike children. I do not know what to do with babies. Like, someone will be like, you want to hold the baby? And I'll be like, no thanks. If I'm hanging out with a small child and it starts crying, I'll just be like, where is the parent for this child? Who does this child belong with? Who can, there's no off button on this thing. Yeah, I just do not have a maternal instinct. My friends and I joke that the maternal instinct did not come standard in my model. I'm great with older kids and teenagers, and I actually like spending time with those sorts of people more than I do most adults. So that's the answer to that question. Yeah, I have a lot of strong feelings about parenting, but I do not want to be a parent, ever. No, I'm good.
9. Talk about money. Is it important to you to provide for a family financially if you choose to have one? Is it important to you that you earn more than any partner you may have? Do you prefer to pay for things like dates? Are you uncomfortable when others pay for you or offer to pay for you?
The money question is interesting to me because I have kind of a weird relationship with money because I don't make very much of it. Yeah, sometimes I get really anxious about my bank account because I have a minimum wage part-time job. Thankfully, in Minnesota, the minimum wage is $9, which is higher than the federal of $7.25, which is great. That doesn't make it a living wage by any means, but yeah, it's better than it could be. I don't really care about being like the primary provider in any family I may have. I mean, if anything, a family that I have is going to be a unit of people living in the same space as roommates. If I ever have a partner with whom I share a household, which is unlikely, then as long as we make enough to support the household, I don't care who makes more of it. I have never actually been on a date, so I can't really speak to paying for them. I go out to lunch with my friends and stuff sometimes. I don't protest if people offer to, and I know that they can. Just Sunday, one of my friends, we went out to lunch, and after lunch had finished, we were just sitting at the table. I got up to use the bathroom, and when I came back, she had paid for my lunch. She just grabbed my ticket off the table and paid for it at the counter. So, yeah, I just thanked her for that because I knew she could do that. And so, yeah, it was very nice of her because my bank account is pretty tiny right now. But generally, on the whole, I don't feel uncomfortable about it.
10. Anything else you want to share about your experience with gender?
I had some fun the other day. I went and I looked at my Tumblr through the eyes of the website that keeps old versions of websites like stored as images, and I looked through my Tumblr, and it was kind of fun to watch my progression through like gender related things based on what I had in my little like description. Because first of all, it was like, oh, here's my name and my age, and I am female. And then I read a post where someone was like, I really like it when cisgendered people put cis whatever gender in their description because it shows awareness, so I stuck that in there. And then some time went by, and suddenly it jumped from saying cis female to saying she, her pronouns, and that's basically where it has sat the whole rest of the time, because that's when I started to figure out that, oh, maybe I'm not as cis as I thought I was. Secondly, I want to talk about the company that made my chest binder because they are fantastic. I'm going to take this t-shirt off so you can see it because it's gorgeous. This is it. It's the Ink Drop Rainbow. I got it when it was on sale because I'm cheap. But I love it. It's super cute. It works really well. It looks better under a shirt than it does by itself. So I'll probably never wear it as a top anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's wonderful to have. Generally can't wear it very much, but I do love it, and I think it's beautiful. So yeah. So yeah, I think that about covers everything. And I'm gonna go. I'm looking forward to our discussion section of this week. That should be pretty fun. And I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.